This is Rahul Soni on behalf of TCS and I welcome you all to today's webinar, which is all about exploring applied agentic AI for modern data engineering, a topic that's shaping the future of technology and careers. Organizations are moving towards more intelligent and autonomous systems, and hence the convergence of agentic AI and data engineering is becoming a game changer. Agentic AI brings AI models that can reason, plan, and act independently, while data engineering ensures the reliable, scalable, and high-quality data pipelines these agents rely on. So in this webinar, we will explore how these two forces come together to create end-to-end intelligent workflows, unlocking higher automation, faster decision-making, and transformative business outcomes. We are really excited to share that after a successful batch of data engineering course with Institute of Data Engineering, Analytics and Science, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, we are now back with the next batch with a very positive change. We have made the course stronger, more advanced, more relevant, and way more exciting for you. It's now Agentic AI with data engineering. So get ready to explore, learn, and see how this upgraded program can truly set you apart in the world of AI. This session will give you a clear understanding of how applied agentic AI and modern data engineering work together, preparing you to harness data for real-world AI solutions. And I am delighted to introduce our distinguished panel for today's session. Each of them brings a wealth of expertise and unique perspectives on applied agentic AI and modern data engineering. So to start with, we have AGNIMITRA BISWAS, who is the CEO at the Institute of Data Engineering, we call it as IDEAS, which is the Technology Innovation Hub of Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. Being an IIM Calcutta and IIT Kharagpur alumni, AGNIMITRA sir brings over 30 years of experience in industry and academia. His expertise spans technology consulting, practice building, process innovation, and managing large and complex projects and programs, working for global consultancy firms such as PwC and IBM. At IDEAS, he has successfully led the technology development and startup incubation program at ISI Kolkata, fostering over 30 early stage deep tech startups. Moving ahead, we have DIPTENDU DUTTA sir as well with us, who is the tech lead at IDEAS with extensive expertise in software product development cycle, working in multiple domains for 30 plus years. He has done his MS Computer Science from University of Canada. He has technical expertise in the areas of open source technologies, NLP, e-learning, knowledge management technologies, object-oriented software development, including distributed objects and web-based technologies, data warehousing, and OLAP software re-engineering and formal methods. Completing our panel of experts, I am pleased to introduce Debashis Roy sir, who is a domain consultant at Tata Consultancy Services. He has been working with Tata Group of companies for 18 plus years as a subject matter expert in diverse technical domains, such as big data analytics, data engineering, cloud computing, architecture, data science, AI, machine learning, and DevOps, MLOps. He has worked as a technical lead for conceptualizing and implementation of hands-on environment on the TCS and cloud platform for higher education learning products and guided multiple technical projects. So it's my pleasure to welcome our esteemed panelists who have graciously joined us today to share their insights on this transformative topic. Welcome all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for coming. Audience, from the introduction itself, you can sense the depth of knowledge and experience our speakers bring to the table. This is going to be an insightful session packed with practical takeaways. So I encourage everyone to keep your notepads ready and jot down the key points that resonate with you. Quickly, let's get started. We are truly excited to launch the cohort 2 of our own data engineering program in collaboration with IDEAS, TIH, ISI Kolkata, and TCS. Earlier, we call it as Data Engineering Foundation of AI, but this time the program is more advanced, more unique, and adds more value. So first of all, I would like to ask AGNIMITRA sir, how was the experience of the first cohort we have, and what was the core vision behind upgrading the program, and why did you feel this is the right time for this upgrade? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul, and good evening to all the participants. Thank you very much for joining this webinar today, where we are discussing this very important topic, and we are launching this course on data engineering with Agentic AI. And as you rightly said, last year it was more foundational course on data engineering. We had a good amount of participants, um, where we taught a lot of about the AI applications of AI, but the field of agentic AI did not catch up as much. This was, we are talking about 1.5 years back almost, and the field was just coming up. It was opening up in the market. People were trying out small things. Although, agents have been working as a long time, but the agentic AI, really the boom started about a year back. And one of the areas where we see a huge application of agentic AI is the domain of data engineering itself. The basic purpose of data engineering is to make sure that the huge amount of data that is required to build your machine learning models and your is made available to the right people at the right time in the right form, right? So this whole task, uh, which is primarily handled by the data engineers, has a lot of manual steps. Now we are getting into an era where most of these are going to become automated, and it will be the data engineers with a knowledge of agentic AI who will be leading this kind of transformation in the organization. So we are not deviating from the basic aims and objectives of the course. It's still a fundamental course on data engineering. Participants need to know the fundamental concepts of how data is stored, how data is fetched, how data is manipulated, how databases are structured, so on and so forth. But we will put a lot of focus in terms of how the new age agentic systems are bringing or taking the organizations towards this is what we call the digital autonomy. Okay, so that's the reason why we have fundamentally redesigned this course content for this year, and I believe the students will immensely benefit from this new content.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that perspective. I think it's clear that the first cohort laid a strong foundation, and upgrading the program at this stage truly reflects how fast the technology landscape is evolving. And as you mentioned, that advancements like agentic AI and automation in data engineering are no longer futuristic; they are happening. Diptendu sir, I would like to ask you and request you to throw light on what foundational skills in data engineering and AI are most important to build a career in this domain. Specifically, if we talk about students who has just started.
Thank you, Rahul, for this introduction. And I'm really enthused by this opportunity to reach out to all these youngsters who have so many questions about, this course, this career and all that. So I thought of putting up this slide. So this sort of gives you the background of where we are today. As you can see, this is from a particular company's website. I mean, this is very new. A data engineer in your pocket. So even when we were doing the first cohort, we would have never believed that, such a thing, people can think about such a concept, so, agentic data platforms. So these are the platforms of today, and we are at the right time, at the right place, I would say. Okay, so this is the value that we are bringing to the industry and all these people who would like to learn this data engineering and how, agentic, that's the newest approach. And as you can see, this is the absolutely latest trend in data engineering. Regarding foundational skills, so as always, basics of programming and the experience or inclination to deal with data, large amounts of data, I would say that is the foundational skill at the very basic level. Now, regarding tools and technologies, of course, you will need to know, how to handle data in a programming language. Since we'll be using Python, most of the industry is using Python. So that, and we also have, opportunities of having a refresher. So that is also being offered by TCS iON, a refresher in Python, if I'm not mistaken. And then SQL is another basic foundational thing that you need to know. Databases are going to be there for the future as well. So you need to have the skills about how do you fetch the data from databases, and that For that, you need SQL. And we are also offering a foundational course for that, I guess. So if people are not so comfortable with the SQL, they can take this course and sort of upgrade themselves on SQL. So basic skills with dealing with data and Python programming and SQL are the foundational skill. Now, since this program has an agentic AI component, okay, so fundamentals knowledge about AI, I mean, absolutely fundamental knowledge, because we are going to cover agentic AI in some detail. So participants need not worry that they will have to come equipped with knowledge of agentic AI and just apply it to data engineering. No, that is not the case. We are covering agentic AI right in the start of the program. We'll go through the curriculum, then you can see what we have in plan for you. So basic ideas of AI would also be help basically. So Python, SQL, and basic concepts of AI are, to me, would be the foundational skills that is required. Thank you, Ram.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think that really highlights an important point for students who has just started, that building strong foundation is the key. And as you mentioned, skills to manage large amount of data by data modeling, SQL, Python programming, and understanding cloud platforms form the backbone of data engineering. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. So let's move ahead. Debashis sir, can you please throw light on what are the advantages of using LLM powered agents on data engineering? Over to you.
So talking in alignment with what AGNIMITRA sir said and what DIPTENDU sir said, I would like to present a slide or two to discuss about the advantages of data engineering powered by agentic AI. Okay. As we know that the data engineering, that is the process where the data fuels the AI systems. So data engineering, the core task is to build a kind of a pipeline that will pull in data from multiple varied sources, and you'll create a data lake or a kind of a data warehouse from which will actually fuel the artificial intelligence, the ML models, and the deep learning and so on. Now, this required a kind of a manual intervention and task for building up the pipeline for schema changes that has to be done by the data engineers. Now, the transformations, creating the data wrangling and creating the cleaning of the data has to be done by the data engineers over there. With the AI agents into work, these can be automated. Now, there comes the difference between the traditional data engineering model along with the agentic data engineering architecture, where the agents can independently plan, execute, and self-correct the task, use the large language models plus tools plus memory plus feedback loops through the entire process to clean the data. Whenever a new data is placed in a kind of a situation or a kind of a bucket, it will automatically pull, it will clean it, it will provide the feedback loop, and it will create the entire pipeline flow. It is ideal for dynamic data engineering workloads where the workload can vary at any point in time. It is hugely scalable and that can be automated and taken care by the agents. So the agents can individually play the role of ingestion. They can do the schema detection, they can do the validation, they can do the orchestration, and they can do the monitoring. This entire term can be done, the entire process can be done by individual agents. And that is where the success of agentic AI on data engineering plays a pivotal role to work with this automation process of data engineering using AI agents. Also, going forward, we will see, it is also kind of a futuristic view where we will see that the manager agents, that is not only like the supervisor agent that we call, who will be monitoring these individual agents to do this entire automation of the task. Now, HITL, what we call is the human in the loop, is actually taking care of the agents malfunctioning and all, but still that is under the way of research where human on the loop will come into play and work in this existence. If I look into the high level process flow, agents detect source changes, agents generates the ingestion code, agents map schema to transformations, data validate and auto-fixed, pipelines deploy to Airflow and the Ray to do the corresponding task, continuous monitoring via the agents. So source AI ingestion to the raw zone, the entire part is being taken care as a high level process by the AI agents, which will automate the process of the data engineering. So if you look into the pipelines illustration, you'll see that source, ingestion agent, raw zone, schema agent, processing, validation agent, curated zone, and then the monitoring agent. And then the feedback loop again to do the continuous process to make it work. For example, if I talk about a business case, then retail supply chain auto pipeline, say for example, I'm creating 70 plus vendors send different formats of JSON, CSV, party file formats coming at random intervals of different sizes, different formats, and which is impossible to manage normally. Agents identify schema variations, auto adapts transformations, detects bad data, pushes it back as per the rule that we specify, deploys the pipeline changes. So this task is being automated by a particular agents that we would be developing and writing, and this task can be taken care in this particular part. Vendor uploads, say for example, a vendor uploads file to S3, that is the AWS S3. Agents identify source type and schema. Agent generates the ETL, the directed acyclic graph, validates the quantities and the prices, deploys and monitors, and then goes back to the feedback loop. And again, the process continues with work. Now, what if a kind of an agent fails? Then the supervisor agent, or right now, the HITL, the human in the loop, will take care of that. What are the different outcomes that comes? 80% reduction in engineering rework, 60% faster onboarding of new vendors because 70 plus vendors when we started, lower operational cost, and absolutely whenever there is a lower operational cost, the productivity is increased, the cost of that item and the product gets lowered, and obviously the accuracy is much level higher. The agents has a capability of monitoring and self-healing. Agent watches log, detect failures, suggests or applies fixes, regenerates broken directed acyclic graph segments in the pipeline, and works in this particular loop itself. So without a particular human intervention, the entire task can be automated and can work. The future of the agentic data engineering, it is autonomous metadata catalogs, where the metadata can also be generated by this, auto-tuning workflows, that is when the workflow itself can be auto-tuned of how it will set, multi-agent collaboration, the one that I was talking about, the supervisor agent collaborating with multiple agents and directing them to work. Agent AI makes pipeline adaptive, self-healing, and autonomous. Saying this, I would like to specify two things, that what is now therein. This was just a highlight of what the pipeline is, how data engineering process works. So here, what happens is, we would like you to learn this process as the industry demands from each one of the working professionals, upcoming working professionals, early job seekers, and learners to know this entire process and integrate in your learning journey to be a finest working professional where you can deploy all these things, understand the concept of data engineering, understand how agents are working together so that you can be deployable from day one in the projects. So not only TCS, but from all other companies today, working with agentic AI, and the AI is the major role where data is being engineered towards the entire process and the flow. So that is where the data engineering today with agentic AI gives a kind of, boost to your career and the learning journey to help you be placed in a future very easily.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Debashis sir. I think it's fascinating to see how LLM-powered agents are transforming data engineering workflows. And as you highlighted, the biggest advantage is their ability to automate complex tasks like data cleaning and data and query generation. I think it's time to dive deeper into the program that is applied agentic AI for modern data engineering. So basically, it focuses on agentic AI smart systems that can think, plan, and act on their own while teaching modern data workflows and pipelines. You will learn how to automate and optimize data processes that power intelligent platforms. So we have experts with us today who are the mentors of this course as well. Hence, directly, we would like to hear from them more about the course. So I would request Debashis sir to please take us through the key highlights of the course.
So see, as I was talking about that, the requirement today is absolutely dynamically changing to the landscape of the data engineering, artificial intelligence to the agents. Because here, artificial intelligence, the concept of AI and the autonomous agents are being powered with all the tasks and the knowledge to do these activities. Okay. So today, understanding the concept of the data engineering powered by these autonomous agents has become mandatory almost to get into the futuristic job roles and the job roles that is going to be very high paid and the most in demand job roles that would come up in the market. Okay. So saying that, I would like to specify that there's a joint certification being launched by ISI Kolkata and the TCS together, where we are focusing on applied agentic AI for modern data engineering to do this thing. The course commencement is 25th February 26. Completion would be third week of May 2026. Registration date ends by 22nd February 2026, and course duration is of 3 months, and the learning format would be live online. Now, live online means that we would be taking classes. Our entire facilitator and the faculty and mentor panel from ISI Kolkata as well as TCS would be taking live classes where you would be able to interact with the mentors, and we would be taking live classes showing you online live simulations and like the entire hands-on activities where even you can do this along with us. Also, once we complete it, we will share the entire, say, the presentations, the recorded materials of the live session, anything that we have used as a tool, everything would be shared to you so that also you can practice this offline after the session is over. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so see what is about the program. It specifies that offered by IDS, ISI Kolkata and TCS iON, 3 months industry aligned course as we specified, 50 hours of overall world-class learning experience. Learn from faculty members from ISI Kolkata and industry experts of TCS and others. Live lectures for interactive learning and doubt clearing. Now, doubt clearing here I would like to highlight is that doubt clearing is not only during the session live by the faculties, but also you have a community where you can put and post your queries at any point in time. And there is a SLA, okay, where we would be answering and reverting to your queries and solving your problems and challenges. Dedicated hands-on sessions where you would be given like the situations and you would be put into some kind of assignments where you have to work out these things and provide a solution and upload that as an assignment, which will be evaluated, and your skill sets will be absolutely guided, and we will provide you with solutions and remarks to help you tune and be aligned with the requirements that is there. Exposure to cutting edge tools, obviously, because these are the latest tools that is being used, that is of the agentic AI tools that we would be covering soon. We will talk about them along with the course itself. Case study based learning and comprehensive curriculum based on the topic that we were discussing. Can we go to the next slide, please? Slides, yeah. So see, students, applied agentic AI, who is this course for? Okay. Now this course is for students of engineering, BSc, MSc, BCA, MCA, okay, and also the job seekers, working professionals of 0 to 3 years experience who want to build future-ready skills in applications of agentic AI in data engineering roles. Now, the thing is that, see, when you are BSc or BCA, MSc or MCA, and you have those who are already working in the field and want to change your, say, path or to boost your career, then also you're welcome for this particular course because you would be guided and given the keys to the latest technologies where you would be learning data engineering, not only that, but along with the agentic AI and how it can transform the entire scenario. So with this future ready skills with agentic AI and data engineering, all of you who are interested in this course are welcome. And the prerequisites obviously are programming skills and RDBMS, because Without understanding the basic concepts of the databases, it would be very difficult for you to understand what data engineering work, how the data lake would be working, what is the structure of the data warehouse, and all these things. So RDBMS basics that we want, and program skills are like a basic programming skill with programming constructs, packages, etc. That would be that is a prerequisite for this. Now, even if you are, say for example, want a brush up on the knowledge of programming or databases and all, we are offering and giving you free courses which would be aligned and automatically given to you once you register, and you can complete them as per your will to understand and learn these courses and complete this. Now, programming skills, as we mentioned, includes programming constructs, package, exception handling, object-oriented concepts, and the basic file I/O. These are the basic things that we expect you to learn and come. Now, I would invite to talk about the course in detail. I would like to invite DIPTENDU sir to directly highlight on the Applied Agentic AI course in details and throw some light on this. Over to you, DIPTENDU sir.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. So I hope you have noted the name of our institute from ISI that we are doing this. It's called Institute of Data Engineering, right? And Analytics Science. So when we started in 2021, not many people were aware of this concept of data engineering. Data analytics, data science are more common terms, but data engineering was new. But now in 2025, I think our idea has been validated that data engineering has become the foundation of all these AI initiatives that you see all over the world, whether it's analytics, whether it's generative AI, whether it's dashboards, and everything is run by data, and data engineering is the foundation. Now, regarding the curriculum, what we are doing is we are starting off with an introduction to Agentic AI. As I had mentioned earlier, I mean, we don't expect you to come to this course knowing what Agentic AI is. So we'll be going to some depth regarding what is Agentic AI and the various use cases that are being supported by this new architecture and technology, I would say. And then from module 2 onwards, we'll be going deep into data engineering, because ultimately this course is about, the subject matter is about data engineering. So you need to understand the fundamentals of data engineering. That's for module 2. And then the very important concepts of ETL, extraction, transformation, load. That is almost like the bread and butter of data engineering. So we are having a separate module exclusively for that. And there you would need your knowledge of SQL, how this the data is transformed so that all these AI applications can run. So that's going to be the content that is covered in the module 3, data engineering basics and ETL concepts. Module 4 is about data storage. So how does OLAP work? Distributed file systems, examples of file systems like Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage, and things like that. And then we'll put in an element of how AI can be used for the schema design part. So when you store data, you usually have a schema, even though there are schema-less approaches, but most business data is placed under a schema. And how can you use AI in the schema design process? So that's this data storage is the main foundation, I would say, of the this data engineering part, where you will be given exposure to these concepts in module 4. Next slide, please. Module 5, we will be doing this deep dive 2, the second one. You have heard about data warehouses and data lakehouse. What's the difference between these two? And what is this new format called the Apache Iceberg table format? So what are open table formats? And how would you implement a data lakehouse? And then with millions of queries in a large system, in a very large system, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of users logging into a system, and the queries are running from all over the world, basically. So how would you handle such scalable query handling using technologies such as Presto, and then ingest data from multiple data sources. And again, here this agentic element is how would you use AI to automate the development of these ingestion scripts. So ingestion is a term that data engineers are using day and night. If you go near any data engineering department, you'll overhear the term ingestion hundreds of times. So data is in various places, and getting the data into a usable and manageable format is the major challenge that these data engineers face day and night. So how can we use AI to sort of automate the generation of these ingestion scripts so that they work without errors? So that's the content of module 5. Module 6 is about a specialized field called real-time data ingestion. I mean, there is a batch system and there is a real-time system. So for handling things like real stream processing, we use technologies such as Apache Kafka, which is a venerable and very well-known technology stack for dealing with real-time data. So you learn about what this change data capture or CDC is. So that's the fundamental concept in handling real-time data. So how would you deal with these change data captures, and how would you ingest those into your main data lake? So that's the main content of this module. Again, here you will be learning how AI may be used to create these Kafka pipelines. That's going to be the AI content, the AI part of this module. Module 7 is about the processing part. Okay, so when you have these large number of queries running and you have set up all the data pipelines and the data is there, so you need the compute part. Apart from the data part, you need that compute part. So where all the transformation and various other processes will run on that data to make them clean and make them amenable for processing. So that's the module 7, where the most well-known technology for that is Spark, that is being used by all the companies all over the world. Okay, I mean newer things have come up like Ray and others, but Spark is still holding the major share of the market. So there you will be learning in this module 7 this dialect of SQL that runs on Spark SQL, and how would you create these transformation or other pipelines or directed acyclic graphs using tools like Apache Airflow. So that's the data orchestration part that we will be covering in this module 7, and then ingesting data using Apache Spark from multiple storage types and formats. So that is the crux of the matter. You have data in multiple formats. How would you ingest that into the Spark system for efficient processing? That's the subject matter of module 7. And then module 8 will bring us back after by the time you finish module 7, you will have enough grounding on what data engineering is, with little bits and pieces of how AI can play a role in these various steps, I would say. Okay, but module 8 is all about specializing data engineering using Agentic AI. So how would you create these data pipelines? So that is going to be a deep dive into all the concepts that you have studied till module 7, how to implement them using Agentic AI. So that's the content of module 8. Okay. So the example would be how to AI agent to draft a simple ETL pipeline, for example. Okay. Extraction, transformation, loading pipeline, which I said was the bread and butter of data engineering. So how can you use an AI agent for that? So that would be the content of module 8. Next slide, please. Here we are going to put in, because when you have these data lakes in place, you have done the hard work, put the data in the data lake, and then who are going to be the consumers of that data? You've taken all that hard work needs to be consumed by. So typically, machine learning is one of the major use cases, apart from analytics and dashboards. So in this module 9, we'll be dealing with something called MLOps. So how would you sort of manage this machine learning operations? And then we'll having machine learning, as you know, is creation of these machine learning models. So that's the primary objective of machine learning. And the MLOps, just like data ops, used to be one of the major things in earlier, where there would be a mechanism for observing and how the various pipelines are performing. Similarly, in MLOps, you would like to know how all these machine learning development pipelines that are taking data, creating the features out of this raw data, and then applying, various model building algorithms like random forest or neural networks. How do you manage that in an enterprise environment? You don't write small Python codes in your own environment in an IDE like Visual Code. No, that is not done in an enterprise environment. You use tools and framework level, enterprise level frameworks for that. So that is what we are going to cover in module 9, which is MLOps for this data processing. Module 10 is again a very specialized topic where you would be hard pressed to find much content on this, but we are going to take a crack at this. Agentic ops, which is the next step. Now that you're using agents in the data pipeline, in the data engineering process, how would you manage those in agentic operations? Mr. Roy was mentioning about failures. Like in any other place, agentic pipelines will also have these failures. So how would you manage that? How would you deploy these pipelines? How would you look at the feedback, the evaluation, failure modes, and all these things? The entire governance thing is under the agentic ops, since you're using agents. So the agentic ops life cycle would of course be covered in this module 10, which is about agentic ops. And finally, we have the projects module, where you can work on multiple areas based on your choice, and the available choices are plenty. You can work on how to use agents in ETL. I'm sure all of you have heard about RAG, retrieval augmented generation. Now the latest incarnation of that is agentic RAG. So maybe in the project you will be implementing something like an agentic RAG, and then we have this the other various options like data lakehouse integration. How RAG end-to-end RAG may be integrated with a data lakehouse. When you talk about the traditional RAGs, you don't often consider this data engineering, the data warehouse or data lakehouse. But here you have the opportunity of actually combining these disparate technologies like RAG and then data lake as to how you can integrate. So that is the final module that we have here, module 11, on your projects and building LLM powered agentic RAGs and then various other options that we have there. So that is a comprehensive curriculum, as you can see. So we start off with basics of agentic AI, just to set the stage for you. Then we go deep into data engineering with bits and pieces of AI thrown in various modules, how AI can do this and how AI can do that. But starting from module 8, we again go a deep dive into this confluence of agentic AI with modern data engineering, how these two different paradigms are being used fruitfully by all these companies so that to increase their performance and effectiveness. So this curriculum has been designed to keeping a balance in mind. So we have content on agentic AI, we have content on data engineering fundamentals, and finally, we have content on how you can combine the two. That is the entire curriculum. Thank you, Rahul.
Okay, so what we want to understand is, as very well explained by DIPTENDU sir about the detail of the curriculum, we would like to specify some key points out here that we highlighted. So we said that get a comprehensive overview of agentic AI concepts and tools and do the hands-on, because it is absolutely focused on practical hands-on of whatever concept you would be learning. Because ultimately these are not theoretical things to learn about. There are theoretical concepts, but actually you will have to do it all by yourself with all the tools and the entire projects that would be given to you to work with. So you have to master yourself, and we will be hand-holding you to in this particular journey, where you'll go with an agentic AI concepts and tools applied on data engineering. So understand the full life cycle of data engineering and leverage the same with AI agents, as explained by DIPTENDU sir. the fundamentals of machine learning automation and MLOps platform and pipelines, and how the agents can help in creating these pipelines. You can gain proficiency in modern storage technologies, the data storage technologies, the NoSQL, the data warehouse, distributed file system, the lakehouse architecture, and how the agents at each and every step can help you to automate the entire process. Master data ingestion technologies, pipeline management, batch and real-time ingestion. And again, in each and every process, you learn how to do it, and you learn how to use the agentic AI ops to directly help in automating this particular journey and the process. So leverage the agentic AI to automate and optimize data engineering tasks, enabling intelligent, self-correcting, and proactive data storage management and development. The strategy itself, this entire journey would be specified. You would be learning the entire process of the data engineering, and in each and every step you will learn how agents can help and do the automation, and then you would be working and developing such kind of pipeline, automated pipeline, that will generate the entire data engineering flow end to end along with agentic AI. That is the learning journey of this entire course that you would be covering, and you would do a comprehensive hands-on on this entire journey map to give you a full understanding and hands-on experience on this entire content and the curriculum. Now, saying this, I would like to highlight that what are the tools that you would be go through, because I had been talking about that hands-on is the prima facie. The hands-on is what you need to do, because you need to be deployed from day one in AI intelligent projects, having data engineering and so forth. So what are the things or the tools that you would be using in this learning journey? Okay. So first of all, Python and SQL that we said that are the prerequisites for you to learn, but we would be giving you some refresher courses and sessions through which you would be learning them again if you have forgotten that, or if you are into a different track and now you want to come back for them. Python and SQL slides and all would be provided to you, and the video courses would be provided to you to, or like self-learn at your own pace. Okay. Then there are tools like Code Interpreter, LangChain, Airbyte, Apache Iceberg, MLflow for the retrieval augmented generation with the entire MLflow and the RAG. You would go with the big data concepts with the HDFS and the Snowflake. Obviously, when you deploy this entire journey into the cloud, we can use any cloud architecture, but we can use AWS also. We can use the lake formation, the data lake, as Kafka is a part of the module. So you're using Kafka and CDC. We are using the RAG flow and the Spark ML for this entire journey as we were specifying, and finally Kubeflow and MLOps for this entire workflow generation, the pipeline automation, and so on. So these are the tools that you would be going through in this entire learning journey, and you would be mastering this to go with the entire process. Okay. Now see, then the next part is the most important and interesting, is that after you have learned, what do you expect yourself, or how do you expect yourself to see? That means what would be the job roles that you can actually apply for, and what are the job roles that are open for you in the near future? The terminologies now are opening up in a different role. These are blended models of jobs that are coming up into the market and are basically a very high demand. Like agentic AI engineer. AI engineer is one. When you are specializing on the agentic AI components, agentic AI engineer is being advertised as the latest requirements. What are the things that you need to do over there? What is the scope of work that you have to work? You have to be knowledgeable about the data engineering. You need to know about the ML flow. You need to know about the AI aspects. And you need to know about how the entire pipeline can be designed and worked with. So agentic AI engineer is one. Agentic data specialist. Now, when you talk about a data specialist, the entire journey of the data engineering, along with the agentic AI in each and every step, is the primary requirement of this job role. Data pipeline engineer. As you can understand, this entire course is being designed keeping in mind these job roles. Data scientist as agentic AI and MLOps. Data engineer for agentic AI. Agentic AI and data of the AI and data specialist. So these are the job roles that are prevailing now in the market and with very high niche requirements coming up, and obviously with special category requirements from companies who are actually developing into the research, growing, and absolutely we see this as the upcoming trend in the future and years to come. Okay, so these are the job roles which are opening up, futuristic, opening up, and in high demand today and would be there in the future as well. Okay, and the courses are aligned with the job role so that all the requirements that is specified you are mastering in these things. Okay, now I'd like to get back to Rahul to take over the next. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks a
much.
lot, Debashis sir and Diptendu sir for this detailed explanation. I think it's clear now why this program is such a fantastic opportunity for students. It's not just theory, it's hands-on, industry-aligned learning that prepares you for real-world challenges in AI and data engineering. The demand for these skills is skyrocketing, as we all know, across industries. And this course gives you the edge to stand out. Whether you are from IT or a non-IT background, the curriculum is designed to make you job ready and future-proof. So quickly now I will cover the student exactly how you can enroll for this course. Yeah, it's a very quick and easy process. I would request my team to share the slides. Meanwhile, I'm explaining this. When you will click on the link, you will see a buy now button. So those who have not registered for the TCS and digital learning page, they will see that page and you need to sign up if you are a new user. After login or sign up, you will be asked to share the details required to complete your purchase. This includes your name, email ID, phone number, and other relevant details. On successful submission of form, you need to proceed to make the payment by clicking on click to pay. You can see the same on your screens as well. It's a very easy process. This is the student purchase flow. As I mentioned, once you log in, you will see this application form. Share the relevant information, then click on submit. Can we go to next slide? Yeah, so this is the proceed to pay option you will get here. And I would like to mention that we also have the no cost EMI option available for students. So please make most of it. I would request all of you to register for this course today itself and mark your seats. Okay, so I think we are running short of time, but quickly we will take the relevant questions which students has asked. So one question I can see from Darshan. He is asking, is this program cover real world project experience? I think the answer is yes, but he want to listen from horse's mouth.
So I'll take this question. See, whatever we are providing, these are absolutely the real life scenarios that we would be giving it to you. So these are kind of real life projects, but emulated and covered for security reasons. So for you, it would be something like a very real life scenario that you would see in the projects that is applying daily and what we are practicing in our own life. So this is going to be a kind of a near real life scenarios and project cases. Obviously, due to security reasons, we'll not disclose all, but the projects are near real life. Absolutely.
Thank you. Shrihari is asking that Python, Dumpy, and even Pillow is open source. Then why we need to pay for education?
A student is asking why do we need to pay for education? So, yeah, I mean, why did you ask that question even to your colleges, etc.? I think there is no free lunch, as we call it. So if you want to develop your skills, your career, so I have been working in the industry for a long time. So somebody would come and ask you, what have you done to self upgrade yourself, right? I mean, everybody is going through, there are thousands and thousands of engineering students, right, who are or rather lakhs who are going through the same curriculum. So have you been able to create any edge for yourself? So it's up to you, so if you want to create that edge for you, so that for your potential job giver, you stand out, then I guess there is no harm in making some additional investment. So think of it as an investment for your own career and not as a spending, right? I mean, the amount is not that high. You spend much more on probably your telephone bills, right, over a year. Okay, just think of that. Thank you.
Invest now, which will pay you later, definitely. Okay, thank you for answering that, sir. And Saurabh asked one question. So what are the specific roles can freshers get in data engineering for generative AI?
One, see, the thing is that in the data engineering with agentic AI, data engineer with agentic AI, the agentic AI engineer. So these are the roles which are actually for the freshers also, because the moment you are deployed, you would be placed into these kind of projects where your knowledge base of data engineering and agentic AI concepts would be required. Maybe you cannot be a data scientist while you are a fresher overnight, but obviously certain organizations obviously may enable you to be a data analyst with agentic AI also, or MLOps AI agent, AI engineer. So these are the roles that you can apply straight away as a fresher in this kind of area. And obviously one thing is very important. How many years of experience is required when you are going for a role like data scientist or a data architect and so on? But when you are applying for a role of engineer or say junior engineer in that way, or an analyst over there, your knowledge base would be tested absolutely, because obviously when you are applying for these roles, these are very specific and specialized roles where the interviews would be highlighted and based on these specific skills. So naturally, this area is absolutely new, and the opportunities are growing by leaps and bounds. So I would like to specify that if you can grab this knowledge and can go ahead and challenge yourself in this particular, put yourself into this challenge of learning and place yourself for the jobs and the interviews, the futuristic and the opportunities are huge for you to grow.
Thank you, Debashis, sir, for answering that. I can see a very interesting question from Tejas, who is asking, will this course helps me to learn actual data engineering, or will it solely focused on creating rules to filter data, which will be later used by data engineers for warming?
Let me take this question. I mean, the entire curriculum has been defined to give you the taste of actual data engineering. So when you say roles, some of the example roles that have been mentioned, they are not roles whose output is then finally used by a real data engineer. All these roles are real data engineering roles. So maybe as a fresher, I mean, it's likely that if you have good knowledge of, basic data processing, data transformation, SQL, and you add agentic AI knowledge to that, likely that you will be working as a real data engineer, starting with the data cleaning and transformation and that space. Maybe data modeling would be given to somebody more senior who has more domain knowledge for a particular. Maybe you're working in a finance company, or maybe you're working in a healthcare company. Okay, so data modeling part would be taken care of by people with more domain knowledge. But these billions in a vast amount of data that is coming in, being collected all over the place, we need data engineers who understand how to process that data. So that is the whole beauty of data engineering. How you clean that data, how you transform from data, and this additional skills that you will obtain about using agentic AI would help. Not many people would be there in your organization who would be knowing that. So maybe you will be sort of a pioneer of introducing agentic AI approaches to this data cleaning and transformation, or developing pipelines and things like this. So that would be your value addition.
Thank you, Diptenu sir, for answering that. I think we are running short of time, and we will take the last question of the session. Anisha is asking, sir, how do we decide which course to pick? Because there are so many in the market.
So I'll take this question. See, the thing is that, see, which course would you select? There are certain parameters that I would have chosen. Okay. Number one is that whether I to learn this, whether this is going to be theoretical or I would actually do hands-on. That is the most important thing. Okay, because to learn going through a kind of a PPTs only, or going through some recordings only, these are not, you may learn from there, but obviously these are for the enhanced learning, I would definitely suggest that you do it yourself. And that is where the focus should be. So whenever a course is offering you something that would help you or handhold you directly each and every step to the working process of this entire scenario, where these courses are aligned with the industry and the projects and the job roles and the market, and which is not something like that is going on for years. It is absolutely the futuristic requirement that we have come across. So these are the things that we would look into and see that what is the market scenario of this. Whatever we are learning is how well it is placed in the job market today and in the near future. What is the stability of this requirement that would come across? So all these things we would consider before choosing a particular course. And obviously, the choice would be very clear in that way. Okay. So that is how it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Debashis, for answering that. So, as a final thought, I would request all our mentors today, because we don't want to lose this opportunity. You all are there on the same panel today. So, what simple advice would you like to give to our learners on how they should start their journey in applied AI and modern data engineering? And why do you feel this certification can add real value to their growth and future opportunities? AGNIMITRA, sir, we can start with you.
Yeah, I think all of us have multiple times harped on that very question, that why should one take up this course, and why data engineer, and why not data scientist or data analyst. Yes, there are multiple courses out there and multiple roles, but data engineering is one of the areas where we see, at least based on the media reports, I see a huge gap that is coming up in the market, especially after introduction of this agentic. So all the companies, many companies, although they would wish to, create this kind of autonomous environment, they are not able to do so, and without the resources that are needed to perform this. So my primary advice would be, choose a career where it is future proof, where there is a lot of potential and the market is moving towards. So this is one of those courses.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts. DIPTENDU, sir, requesting you to please.
Yeah, I think data engineering is more fundamental than many of the other things. I mean, it is not a fad, Data engineering has been around. It's also not new. I mean, data has been the foundation of our systems that we have been using, whether it's railway reservation system, whether it's the airline system, banking system. So that is not new. And millions of people, you don't get to see them, but they are working overnight to get the data ready so that you can access your bank account and do online transactions. So there are a lot of people in the background who are working on the data. So that data layer is an evergreen layer. On the other side, the consumption layer keeps on changing. Today it is LLM. Yesterday it was IoT. Okay, day before yesterday it was ERP. Okay, so these things keep on varying, but the foundation, the data layer is always there. And now with these new technologies that are coming in place, like Agentic AI, large language models, co-pilots. For example, we are now involved in development of a co-pilot for our own data engineering platform that is working in the area of natural language text to SQL generation, for example. So that's an application, right? So that's an application area. That's the consumption layer. But underneath it is the data layer. So data engineering is a foundational skill that is usable in multiple scenarios. And with these new techniques like Agentic AI, I think that's going to give you a sort of a edge over many of these other courses, which may not be relevant a couple of years from now. That would be my take.
Thanks a lot, sir, for expressing your views. Lastly, Debashis, sir, requesting you to share your final thoughts.
Okay, so I would give you a very cryptic and a one-liner message. Okay, because all we have already discussed. So just one-liner message I would like to give you. That is, engineer data, empower agents, and automate your career towards success. The rest you understand.
That's really awesome. Thank you for that very crisp and clear message to the audience. So before we wrap up, I just want to highlight something very important with all of you. The Applied Agentic AI for Modern Data Engineering program is not just another course, it's a career accelerator, like our mentors have already mentioned. So this program is designed to give you hands-on experience with real-world tools and technologies, from building intelligent data pipelines to working with AI-powered automation. So whether you are from an IT background or non-IT background, curriculum ensures you gain industry-relevant skills that employers are actively looking for right now. And here's the best part: the future belongs to those who act fast. Early registration ensures you don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead in a rapidly evolving tech space. If you want to future-proof your career and be part of the next wave of data and AI professionals, register today. The link is already being pasted in the chat box. Don't wait. Click on the link, secure your spot now. Thank you so much to our esteemed guests and speakers and all of you for being part of this insightful session. Audience, if you have more questions or queries, please feel free to reach out to us at info.tcshub@tcs.com. We will try to address them offline. Recording resources will be available on our Jobinar page. Link has already been pasted in chat box. And lastly, on behalf of TCS ION, I, Rahul Soni, sign off. Always stay curious, keep learning, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming master classes. Have a great evening. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot, speakers. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.